Joining me to share her favourite things is an artist who was discovered at the age of just 12. Her music has had over 1.6 billion worldwide streams, and she's just released her fourth studio album, Young Heart. It is Birdy. Birdy, welcome to the show and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
You've said about this album means a lot to me. I want to protect it. Tell me about that.
It's my favorite thing that I've ever made, favorite album. I think it was quite a long journey making it, and the music is quite different to what I'd done before on the previous album. It's a lot more raw and stripped back, so it just feels a lot more intimate. So I think that's why I feel so protective of it.
And you're giving away a lot of yourself on this too, aren't you? How does that feel to, like, it's one thing writing these things into your diary and locking them away like we all do, but you write them down and then you go, oh, I'll turn this into entertainment as well. What is that feeling like?
It's quite strange. I think I've had like some distance from it now, which is probably a good thing. But yeah, it was definitely, it was hard writing it because I didn't know how personal I wanted the lyrics to be, and how much I wanted to share, and so some of that was quite difficult, and I think a lot of that was why it took so long to make it. But I think it makes me more passionate about it.
And it is finally here for us all to enjoy and to learn a bit more about you. But we want to learn even more about you, Birdy, and we do that here on the Bellissimo Files via favourite things. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's go for it.
What TV show are you obsessing over right now?
I really love The Queen's Gambit. That was so good. I got really into that. But I kind of just end up watching the same things over, like I watch Friends on Netflix over and over again. And I recently got back into Misfits, which I don't know if you ever saw that, but I really loved that show.
There's something, I don't know, I think during lockdown, instead of we all discovered new shows, and The Queen's Gambit, who would have thought we all would have been obsessed over a show about chess? But a lot of us have gone back to things that made us feel good when we were younger. Have you found that?
Yeah, I think, just something that's comforting that you kind of know has been really nice. Yeah, definitely. I always get stuck though on that, like Friends. I never stop watching that.
Have you got a favorite episode?
Oh God, I don't know. I like the one where they go on holiday. That's always quite funny, and Monica gets her hair.
I can't wait to get. I used to complain about Monica hair. I cannot wait for the day I get Monica hair again. What book? Do you have a favorite book?
It's sort of a children's book, but it's not just for children, I don't think. But his Dark Materials by Philip Pullman is one of my favorite. I loved those books when I was growing up, and then I reread them, and they've just done the series on the BBC, which was so good, and I feel like that really captured the books really well. But yeah, I love that. I love those books.
Your favorite film?
That's a really hard one. I actually recently watched The Elephant Man for the first time, and I just thought it was so amazing. It was so beautifully directed and shot, and but I also love, one of my favorite films is that French film Amélie.
Have you been to the Amélie Cafe in Paris?
No, I haven't. I'd love to do that though.
Oh, it's cool. And they've got like a little shrine to Amélie as
really?
well. It's so cool. That. Yeah. The song that everybody should have on their pumped up playlist.
Ooh, maybe like some Billie Eilish is quite a good one to have. Like Bad Guy, I feel like that's a really good one you should have.
Do you have a favorite album?
I don't have like one album that's my favorite, but there's a few, and Jeff Buckley, probably Grace, is an album that I will always listen to and love, and I never get bored of.
Do you listen to podcasts? And if so, do you have a favorite podcast?
I don't listen to podcasts actually, but I need to get into that. I did listen to an episode of How to Fail with Elizabeth Day. That was with Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and I really enjoyed that. But I'm starting to do more of them, which is weird, so I need to get into it a bit more.
What is that like when you are the subject of the podcast?
It's strange. It's really strange. I'm not like, I felt like I was never really good at interviews, so it's like weird kind of getting used to this world where everyone's like, podcast is such a big thing now, and it's interesting. But yeah, I'd like to get into it a bit more.
What app can't you live without?
God, probably, I mean, I use WhatsApp a lot, like with my family, to, you know, big family group chats and things like that. So I feel like that one probably, yeah.
Do you have a favorite account to follow on social media?
I'm not like a huge, I've had to get into social media a bit more this year.
Really?
Yeah, because because we couldn't do anything else, couldn't go out and play. And so I've like sort of been connecting with fans a bit more through social media, which has been really nice. But I'm not like naturally, I'm not good at it, and I like prefer to not be on my phone too much. But trying to think, I really like following actually Miranda Hart, because she always posts really like inspirational videos and like about how to be more comfortable in your skin, and I don't know, they're just really sweet posts. I like following her.
And what got you through lockdown?
Well, I was really lucky because I was in the New Forest, which is where I grew up, and we had lots of outside space. So we were really, really lucky. And I did a lot of swimming because we live right by the sea, and we have these big lakes around us. So I was swimming a lot every day, which is like cold water swimming. I feel like really good for you.
Okay, I've asked this of a few people, right? I know a lot of people got into cold water swimming. I can't even take a cold shower. How do you do it?
I've started doing the cold shower thing as well because when I'm in London and I can't go swimming, and it's really good for you. It really makes you feel alive. It's horrible.
Can someone please just admit that it is so horrible at times?
It is.
So how do you get past that horrible, and what are the benefits of going through that horrible?
Well, I'm like, so my mum swims every day, like in the sea, and she goes in every day, and she's really hardy, but I can't. I've struggled to do that. But I think once you do it a few times, like the way you feel afterwards is so good that you kind of forget how bad it is.
Okay, I'm going to take your word on it.
I think you need to just go straight in. Like, there's no point like waiting and like thinking about it too long, because it just makes it worse.
Or just, do you know that tiptoe dance into the water where you're just like,
too much. Yeah, no, it's not good.
Has making music also helped you get through lockdown?
Yeah, well, I finished the new album just before, actually, so I was really lucky. And then, but I did finish a few things, and I had to like make a makeshift studio. And also my brother's actually got into producing, so it was really useful for me that he was I was like set him to work helping me record lots of things. But yeah, that's been a nice distraction, doing little bits, you know.
Might that be a new partnership, yourself and your brother making more music together?
I'd love to do more of it. Yeah, he's so talented, and he writes and he plays drums, and you know, he's really good.
Yeah. Maybe on the next album, but in the meantime, Young Heart is available for us now. Birdy, thank you so much for sharing your favorite things with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.